Plaintiff Billy Reed says her license was suspended after she was pulled over for speeding while driving the defendant home from a party. Billy claims because she was doing the defendant a favor by being the designated driver, the defendant agreed to drive Billy around whenever necessary. However, Billy's suing because the defendant wrecked her car. Defendant Brittany Billings says if it weren't for her, Billy would be in jail for driving without a license. Brittany admits that she wrecked Billy's car and says she felt terrible about it, but insists the accident was not her fault.
Prove your case.
Well, Brittany and I were friends pretty much up until her true colors came out, when she was like drinking and smoking pot and partying pretty much. To begin with, we met in like 2008 through a mutual friend of ours. We just clicked. We started hanging out, like going shopping and
drinking, smoking pot.
And all the trouble really started when in April of 2009, Brittany and some other friends had talked me into going to a party in Lafayette. I didn't really want to go, and then they convinced me to go. I drove my car up separate. I told everybody, I was like, I'm not drinking, I'm not smoking, I'm not doing anything, I'm tired. So on the way home, everybody that had been drinking, I said I'd be a designated driver. I'd drive everybody home. And on the way home, I got pulled over for speeding. The cop said that he smelled alcohol, gave everybody breathalyzers. I passed, Brittany failed, which was like her second, I believe, in like a month or two, minor consumption. And then the cop also said that he smelled marijuana in my car. So he took Brittany and I to the hospital, where he let Brittany go into her mother's custody. He proceeded to give me a blood test, and all the court stuff was postponed until July of 2010. When I finally had my last hearing. They got me with an amended OWI because I wasn't intoxicated at the time. It was just in my system. I had to do 2 days in jail.
Hold on. You weren't intoxicated at that time. It was just in your system.
Yes.
It didn't register an amount?
Yeah, they said that the amount was so small that I wasn't intoxicated at the time when I got blood tested.
You were not?
Yes.
So you didn't receive any punishment or ticket?
I didn't get a ticket at the time.
What happened to you as a result of this minor amount in your system?
I had to spend 2 days in jail, and I got my license suspended for 30 days and restricted for 180.
Okay. What was the charge?
An amended OWI.
Meaning operating
while intoxicated, but amended since.
I understand, but that means they believed you did it.
Yeah, I admitted,
okay,
yes.
what are we doing all this?
Well, I wasn't intoxicated at the time, but it was in my system from previous days.
All it takes is for the police to determine that it was in your system at the time of you driving. Otherwise, you don't get convicted for something that they say you did in the past. So go ahead, ma'am.
Okay. Well, I did my 2 days in jail. I got my license suspended and then restricted. And Brittany was home over the summer from school. So I asked her, I was like, will you take me to and from work since I can't drive? And since you're doing this for me, I'll let you use my car while I'm at work because I worked 8-hour shifts. She agreed to it, said that's fine.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, basically, like she said, we met from a mutual friend, and I did get a minor consumption from the incident that we were in where she got caught speeding. But if it weren't for me being a good friend that I am, she would be in jail right now for driving without a license. I was only doing her a favor, and it sucks that this is the thanks that I received for that. She
said the thanks you received was to use her car as much as you needed.
Yes, and I did use that, but we never had any altercations from that.
That was a pretty good trade-off.
Yes, and
you
that's
act
why
like
I agreed
you did
to
her
it.
a special favor when it was a trade-off. You take her to work, you can use her car.
And I did, and I was very thankful for her because I was under the assumption that we were good friends.
All right. And what happened as she was taking you to work or using it on her own that caused you to sue her for car damages?
Well, within the first 2 weeks of her driving my car, she picked me up at work one day, and she got next to a trash can, was throwing trash away. And then she hit the trash can, like in between a pole and my car, and didn't stop. So she scratched my car clear from my passenger window to my taillight. And she went and got like to AutoZone and got some scratch cream or something. That didn't really work. And then in August of 2010, when she was picking me up from my cousin's gas station that I was working at, I didn't ever see it coming because I was looking down. I was putting money in my wallet. She screams my name. I look over and I just see her bracing for impact. And I can see this lady that's coming at us bracing for impact. I'm like, whoa, what's going on? And the next thing I know, we just smacked, like she hit us, T-boned us right on the driver's side. And then as like when they hit us, it actually like lifted me out of my seat and busted my passenger window out and buckled my door and everything.
Was anyone hurt?
No. They called the ambulance out for the other lady, but she was okay.
Good.
I was blowing up. I was like, look at my car. Like, my car's wrecked. And she was like, I'll help you pay for half. It's okay. I get a tax refund from school. I'll help you pay. Don't worry about it. And I'm like, okay, well.
How much would that be?
The half of the payment is the $2,945.
All right. You have an estimate that
Yes, I do.
indicates it was approximately $6,000?
Yes, I've got pictures and the estimate.
Ma'am, what do you say?
Basically, at the time of the accident, she was hysterical of her car, which is completely understandable. I felt really bad that this was potentially my fault, even though they considered it a no-fault accident, which I have right here, that they didn't cite anyone from it being no fault because of obstruction of views and things like that.
I also have a police
Because of
report
obstruction
that
of
says
views?
that there was
Obstruction of views. When I was going straight across the street and the lady was coming, the way
Saying that's what caused the accident?
I couldn't see her coming and she couldn't see me coming because there was a gas pump
And
right
you
there.
say you have
I have
what?
a police report that says it's vehicle 1 and the reason is improper turning.
But we
on her
weren't turning.
vehicle.
We weren't turning.
So you
we
think
were
the
going
police
straight.
lied on you?
Lied to tell me that it was no fault?
They wrote down
I have the same,
that it
probably
was
the same
illegal.
thing.
Let me see yours.
Okay.
Indiana Officer Standard Crash Report. Is that what you're giving?
Yeah, it's the same thing, I'm sure.
Maybe you turned it to a different page. I'm going to go to the relevant page. And the relevant page says just what
Improper
she is saying.
turning. Improper turning, but we
You
weren't
just act
turning.
like it didn't say that.
No, I said mine says the same thing, but no one was cited for it
No, you didn't say cite. You said that that's not what happened.
because we were not turning.
You said it didn't happen until I looked through here. You thought I wasn't going to look through here. Judgment for the plaintiff, $2,945. The police report is very clear. Have a good day.
It's done. She ruined it. She proved that.
I just wanted my damages for my car that she told me she would pay. So I'm just happy I'm getting my car fixed.
You should be.